again. Sorry if you don't like it, but as you can tell, we're having a great time. Producer Joe. This is a guy who, Stevie Lew, I don't know if you ever saw the interview I did with Ray DeVito. But Producer Joe.
So hold on really quick.
Go ahead.
This is the only time I've ever stream sniped. I believe I could say that. Maybe I did it once or twice, but the only time I've ever been a part of a stream snipe was when Carlos Danger, Obnoxious John, and I stream sniped Chad being stream sniped by Cardiff. We did the stream snipe of that. So that was like one of the only times I got involved with something like that.
Yeah. I was the talk of the town, and I think the goal that for all those people was, we're going to watch them break down Aaron and Brett. And I couldn't feel better about the reaction I got because everyone was pissed. Everyone was angry. They felt like the bad guy got away. How could you let Jesse James get away on that goddamn train?
Yeah.
One guy who was trying to, he had the iron manacles out from Jump Street was Producer Joe. And every time Ray wanted to do a nice interview, he told me, look, I want to talk to you. I want to have some fun. I want it to be a funny thing. Producer Joe decided, Mr. Boss Shuli sure would love it if I hijacked the interviews and I try to get that nasty, mean old Aaron and collect the ransom money, and I'll go ahead and I'll take over Ray DeVito's show. And so Ray would be like, hey, Aaron, let's talk about this thing. And I'd go, well, yeah. And then Joe would go, excuse me, Ray, we have super chats. We need to read some super chats, Ray. Ray, can we do these super chats? And Ray's like,
his voice is a little higher. You got to go up an octave.
Dude, I'm filling up my gay meter as full as I can. I'm redlining over here. My rainbow meter is in the red. I can't go any gayer than that.
Can you just tuck yourself really quick and try that again?
Let me punch myself in the cock 8 times, and maybe I'll be able to get there. No. Should I?
No, hold on.
You want me to punch myself in the cock?
No, hold on.
No.
Think of April. Think of the kids.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. I won't punch myself in the dick. I was going to punch myself in the dick, but Stevie Lew saved me. So Producer Joe would jump in, and he would go, excuse me, we need to get the super chats, Ray. Ray, can we get the super chats? And if Ray had been 50 years older during that interview, Joe would have pulled a gun on him. I think. That's about how close it was going. But according to Joe's history, Ray could have just pulled out a wooden stick and beat the shit out of Joe, because apparently that's the way it goes. So Joe came in and he hijacked the whole interview, and people were writing to me and they were saying, oh, that guy's a piece of shit and blah, blah, blah. And I had a gut instinct about the guy. I'm like, he's needy for attention. He's desperate to be noticed. He wants to be something in broadcasting. He's serving his master, so on and so forth. But I played it a little more magnanimous than that. I go, hey, I understand what he was doing. Was I being a little condescending? Sure. But I wasn't really giving my whole gut instinct out. Then Muttering Jay comes out with the stuff on Producer Joe from the Shuli Network that, he's been a piece of shit to his neighbor. His neighbor came out of his house one day. His neighbor, first of all, felt he had to install security cameras because Joe was such a nuisance. Phil Russo, Producer Joe. And then one day the neighbor came out of his house and Joe's dog was pissing on the neighbor's mailbox. So the neighbor came out with a wooden dowel and attacked Joe after they had an exchange of words and actually won the fight. Like, the cops got there, and Joe had been beaten up by a 77-year-old man, and Joe was 40. So his pride wounded, his dignity hurt. The next time the senior citizen, well into his 70s, came out of his house, Joe stood in the driveway with his gun in the low and ready position, to which Joe had to then do hours of not community service, anger management for. Then we get the viral TikTok sensation, Producer Joe, who's angering cancer patients at a cancer treatment facility because of whatever reason. He pissed off the nurses. Then he was a cunt to the nurses. Then the cancer people were mad at Joe, and Joe tried to explain it away on the Shuli show. But in my opinion, if the cancer people get mad at you, you're in the wrong. You're
Yeah,
you're at the make cancer people feel good about themselves place, and you made them feel shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I want to just jump on that one point. I guess it was like a leukemia treatment center or something like that. And I understand that's a tough situation. I get mistaken for a leukemia patient at least once a week. And that's a stressful situation, you know.
Wait, you don't have leukemia?
No.
It's the only fucking reason you're on the show. I thought I was doing a mitzvah.
Okay, and I'll give Joe on that one point a little bit of leeway on this because it does not excuse you for being a rude asshole. But I mean, I can imagine if your loved one, if your wife was sick like that, you're probably not thinking so straight. I think, you know, as someone with a family as yourself, I'm sure you could probably, again, not excuse it, not condone it, but maybe could empathize to a certain degree that if your loved one is going through some, you know, tough treatments.
I agree with you.
It's got to fuck with your head, you know?
I agree with you. And if I didn't already think he was a smug asshole, I would definitely give him that benefit of the doubt. But this tracks for producer Joe. Like, this tracks.
Well, the first thing you said, yes. Is there anything new that's come out recently that would help?
Not new. It's muttering.
Not new.
Muttering Jay found something that kind of reinforces the idea that Joe will pretty much grab onto anything to try and be a famous broadcaster. And like I say with Chad Zumach and these other people, if you've tried it 14 different ways and nothing's caught on, maybe just poker's not your game, Ike. How about a spelling contest? By the way, I can't let this go in the chat. Laughing Lion's giving you a new nickname, Stevie Leukemia.
Oh.
I like it.
That's actually, I think, a new one.
Stevie,
most of the other ones have been done. So let's give, what was his name again there?
That was Laughing Lions.
Laughing Lions. Thank you for your creativity.
Stevie Lew, would you like to watch Phil Russo, a.k.a. Producer Joe from the Shuli Network, and his announcement for...
Hold on. You're dead naming him?
Well, no,
don't do that.
I'm giving you his arrested name. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Do I go arrested name or do I go gimmick name? I'm not sure. Do I work or shoot? I don't know what to do in these situations. He did this work under the banner of Phil Russo. So I think I go Phil Russo on this one. So
as long as he doesn't Muhammad Ali you one day, like say Producer Joe.
Your mama
say
called
Producer Joe.
Your mama called you Russo. I'ma call you Russo. Say my name, motherfucker. Would you like to watch Phil Russo, who is now known as Producer Joe, talk about constitutionalpatriots.com?
Oh, would I ever?
Have you seen this?
Let's see it again.
Budding broadcasting legend at the time, Phil Russo, whose career was derailed by elder abuse, had done some work for the Tea Party. You remember the Tea Party?
I do.
A bunch of people who wanted to lower the taxes, cut the spending, hate the black president. You know, all kinds of old chestnuts. They did them all very well, except the things like lower taxes. So he does this 2-minute thing for constitutionalpatriots.com. I want us to be fair, Stevie Lew. I want you to stop with your preconceived notions of Producer Joe, and I want you to grade this appearance and performance fairly.
I can do that.
Are you ready for Hugh Hewitt understudy, Producer Joe?
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Mr. YouTube, take down this hack. All right. I'm sorry. He hasn't even spoken yet. People go, why don't you, you should talk about podcasts more. I'm like, I can't. If I do, it's going to be the whole show. I can't help myself. I have to abstain. I'm like an alcoholic.
Well, we're getting a little bit of government in here too, so I think we could be satiating two crowds here with this one.
Right. Maybe this is going to be some good Producer Joe shit, and he's going to teach us something about the Constitution. Although he might not. I don't know how he feels about the 13th or the 19th Amendment. We'd have to probably get his own thoughts. ConstitutionPatriots.com, go.
Hi, I'm Phil Russo from Tea Party Patriots Live. You can hear our radio show every Saturday from 4 to 6 on News.
Why are we doing like beach model shots of? Why is he like, I'm sorry. We're sorry. Is one of these going to be on a bearskin rug with his ass out like the South Park episode of the BP oil spill?
And is he a soccer player for the Iranian national team? Because
I think
I saw him.
I think he was involved in the Munich Olympic attack on the Israeli team.
Or the 9/11 hijacking. Jesus Christ, the guy looks very. Yeah. I guess he gets tan down in Florida, and I guess he's maybe Italian.
Yeah.
The Southern Italian, and there's 31 tells to know that a man's lying.
Oh man, the Moors did so much fucking. Muhammad Atta here wants to tell you guys about the Constitution. We'll shut the fuck up and let him speak. Muhammad speaks.
News Talk 660 WORL on the web at TeaPartyPatriotsLive.com. Welcome to ConstitutionPatriots.com. ConstitutionPatriots.com.
Oh my God, it's like they let a little kid live his dream of being on the radio. I'm a big kid now. Oh. So when I say that this guy would do anything to be a known broadcaster, I just want to let you know that he would do stop, cut, edit, right-wing Tea Party Patriot videos with an old 1990s radio board on an AM radio station to make it work in broadcasting. And I can only assume, due to the years of pulling guns on elderly people and now being a part-time producer for Shuli Egar, that this one didn't work out.
That switchboard looks like it's out of the 1970s, right? I mean, you're more of a radio operating board guy, kind of knowledgeable guy, but that looks like that's fucking like from the 60s or 70s.
I'll say 80s, and I'll tell you why.
80s.
I worked for a shitty, cheap, awful radio company, and we had that exact same board, and I hated it. I fucking hated that old board. I made fun of it on the air all the time, and that's the same exact board. That big, heavy, clunky hunk of shit. It's awful.
Tea Party and 912 movement has started a constitutional renaissance. This is your chance for your organization or business to make money with your website. All you have to do is put a simple link on your webpage that'll link to ConstitutionPatriots.com.
Oh, God, I stopped it too early, but I was going to ask, is the guy with charisma sick that day? Or, like, what? This couldn't have been the first choice. This had to be a backup plan. I don't believe that Bubby Brister was their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like the guy who might have painted the walls in the room, and
he finished.
The other guy was.
Yeah, he finished, and the other guy didn't want to inhale the fumes, so he was like, "Joe, just go ahead and do it for us."
To ConstitutionPatriots.com. ConstitutionPatriots.com. Here, people will be able to buy the Constitution Coach Kit and the 5,000-Year Leap, one of the best-selling books of all time.
He was selling a Constitution Coach Kit for the radio station. Was he like selling people airtime to do like paid programming? And you get two of your friends, and they get two of their friends, and then you get. Oh man!
I was gonna say sounds like Amway.
Yeah.
Is he selling Amway on the radio? Like,
no.
This is where I'm not.
He's not.
Usually, it's like a product that you sell.
He's not selling Amway, Stevie Lew. He's selling opportunities and the Constitution.
You do put some code on your website that'll have a button. You don't have to ship anything or have any product readily available. Our partners will ship everything for you.
They're editing out the last words of everything, and it's driving me nuts.
Partners will ship everything for you, process all the payment, and handle everything on the back end. At the end of every month, you'll receive a check for putting a button on your website. The U.S. Constitution Coach Kit is a DVD computer software that has over 60,000 documents. If people want to learn more about the Constitution...
So he's hawking a button that you put on your website, and then people click the Constitution button, and then you get like 2 cents for every 100 clicks or whatever. Oh, this is a scummy fucking infomercial.
Dude, that fucking recession in 2008, 2009 fucked people up so bad that just a few years later, this is like the state of things.
Yeah. None of us are
kind of like a trippy time to look back at when you think about it.
None of us are proud of what we had to do back then, but we did it and we survived.
And their government. This is
he is overacting worse than any of the worst infomercials you've ever seen. I don't know who gave him the notes to do this or if he came up with it on his own, but it's really aggravating. For a guy that apparently is blinking all the time. He's got like these giant, wide open eyes. That's bothering me. And then, the editing thing, like the only thing I could probably guess is that he used one of like the early cheap auto editors that would like do jump cuts for you. Because if someone did that as an actual edit job intentionally, that's just maddening,
I can't believe you're saying that this is a bad job. This man's trying to save the Constitution with a button on your website, and you're shitting on him. And
drain the swamp. Sorry, drain the swamp. You're right.
This is pre-drain the swamp. This is like drill baby drill. This is like Sarah Palin era type shit. He's like Michelle Bachmann era at this point.
Damn.
I'll give you an idea of how long ago this grift was for Baby Joe. Keith Olbermann was still on primetime television.
Oh man, you know how triggered audience right now.
Yes.
Keith Olbermann. You just got a lot of people fired up out there.
Access James Madison's notes on the Constitutional Convention, all of the Federalist Paper, every presidential executive order, all the presidents.
Oh my God, if this comes with a free loofah, this deal is over the moon. I get James Madison's commentary on the thing. I get some constitutional news and notes. I get some guider courses. Oh my God!
He said, if you act now, you'll get a second copy of the Federalist Papers.
Oh, hey, Joe, stop selling. It's a yes.
Letters, every Supreme Court decision, and classic Enlightenment philosophy that inspired our founders.
Hey, when I think classic Enlightenment philosophy who guided our founders, I think of a guy in a Live Strong bracelet and a fucking Izod shirt who looks like one of the hijackers. That's
threatening his neighbor with a gun over a dog piss dispute.
Yes, you order this constitutional kit now, and I won't put a gun to the head of a senior citizen. They didn't order enough constitutional patriot kits. Oh,
I want to see the last edit of this ad is him just standing in the whatever isosceles lowered gun stance that the gun report, like that's just it. He fucking closes it out with the gun drawn facing the ground.
Yeah. It would have been funnier if they would have given him an oversized, like, giant chair when he did the big kid pose like this. That would have been a funnier chair
there we go.
To do that pose in.
John Locke's 2 treatises on government, Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan, and many more. PowerThink Publishing is also working on many other products to add to the lineup. You'll be able to add the Ronald Reagan edition of the U.S. Constitution Coach to your website.
Holy shit, the Reagan expansion pack? God damn, this is like when I thought I was just getting Command and Conquer Red Alert, but I got Yuri's Revenge with it.
Okay. 2 things now. Again, I'm a big 2-thing guy.
Okay.
This has become a Tim and Eric skit now. This is not real anymore. I disagree. This must be a troll job. We're getting trolled here.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that this was just complete troll job from the beginning now that he's gotten this deep.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that one. But I'll also say is that he was really good with his script at the beginning, but you can notice that now deeper into this like dialogue, he's got crib notes or he's got some notes right above the camera.
Oh yeah, he's looking right above the camera. You're right. Nice pick,
in the beginning he was stinging. They call that stinging the camera in the business. When I give you dead focus, it's really bad in film, but for broadcasting you want to sometimes talk directly to your audience. So he was doing that for a good amount of time, but then you see he starts to look above the screen where someone's holding up
right, like
cards.
when you host a show, sometimes you read things above the camera that are prepared for you. Like today we have Stevie Lew, who's a very talented broadcaster and a super funny guy. See, it looks like I'm looking into the camera. No, I didn't write that. I'm saying that would be an example of something.
I would have thought you could have said that from your heart.
Right, but I wanted to make sure I didn't say it wrong. Because it deserves the respect of a proper...
All right, thanks, Finn.
Yeah, no problem, Hack. So, anyway, that's it. Horribly mean. Help Stevie Lew break the record. Contribute to the show, and he gets half of it. Help him break the 270 record.
Earphone problems here. You said I sounded like something crackled there.
No, I said Jack, like Hulk Hogan's.
Thank you.
You're a funny dude, Jack.
New Jack.
Yeah, New
They
Jack.
call me New Jack.
Yeah. Rocking New Jack City like Wesley Snipes. Okay. enough Saint Lunatics lines. Let's listen to fucking go home fucking Patriot Joe here.
In addition, will include video, text, and audio of all of President Reagan's speeches, including...
Holy fuck! All for a button? Sign me up. I get text and audio of all of Reagan's speeches? Joe, I got to be honest with you, buddy. I don't know how you didn't become a millionaire off this gimmick because, you know what? I think you gave away the house is the problem. Did you hear he said 2 treatises? He gave away 2 treatises. I'm a 1 treatise guy. I only need a treatise. He was giving me 2. You could have broke this into 2 packs, Joe.
Including when he was governor of California.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want all of the Ronald Reagan speeches. I just want the ones at the end of his career when he was having dementia and he was just saying all sorts of gobbledygook. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
I want those, Joe. I just want the ones the last couple of weeks.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down this pudding. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand that speech.
It would take you years to put together such a collection.
Now what are we doing? The Back to the Future, like, 80s cafe? Are we doing?
Yeah, that was Max Headroom. Here.
Sign up and become an affiliate today. Become part of the constitutional renaissance. Put a button on your website. Anytime somebody
That's right. How do you start a constitutional renaissance, Stevie Lew? You put a button on your website.
Button on your website.
That's how we win the... Boy, I can't believe that these fucking hacks didn't win us the culture war. I don't know how we got to fucking trans swimmers with these guys hawking their Ronald Reagan speeches and double treatise packages. How did we lose? I don't get it.
Doesn't add up, man.
No.
clicks through and orders the Constitution Coach Kit for the 5,000-year lead, you'll get a check for 25%. 25%. 25%. 25%. It's that.
Shuli, if you don't fire this man, you're a dignityless worm.
Yeah, this one's on you now,
This
Shu.
is on you, Shuli.
That's it at ConstitutionPatriots.com. ConstitutionPatriots.com.
Tell me that wouldn't be great in the giant chair.
Yeah, with his legs up too.
Yeah.
Hey. Or okay, in the giant chair, or if he had one of those suits with question marks all over it,
The
like
Matthew,
that guy,
the Matthew Lesko shirt.
The dollar. Sorry,
Yeah.
dollars. They weren't question marks. It was the dollars.
No, they were question marks because he wanted to answer your questions about getting free money from the government.
That's right.
Matthew Lesko.
How I can get you $1,000? You can get to these.
So actually what Joe's doing here, because they're jump cutting, you lose the context. What Joe's doing here is a before picture from a gym membership. He's showing the arms in the before picture, and then they bring a really jacked guy in after that to show you the after. That's what he's doing.
Long sleeves for Joe.
No, I'm just kidding, Stevie Lew. That's not what he's doing. That's mean. That's mean-spirited, and I should be honest about what he's doing. He's actually just showing the audience that he's not armed because he's in front of senior citizens.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's the hands up, don't. No.
Yeah.
Doesn't work in this one, but I got you.
Well, he's close enough.
Yeah, a couple more days out there on the beach, Joe, and you're getting pulled over every time you drive.
So someone asking in the chat, what happened to Matthew Lesko? That's a question that none of us should ever ask or care about. That's my answer. He got killed by the government for trying to scam him. That's what happened to Matthew Lesko. The IRS just... Why do you think they're, hoarding so much ammo? They've got to go get that Lesko fucker.